Yeah, you get red eyes. He's the red eye districtor. On the control, no session, no game. You wanna pass it? Oh yeah. Red eye districtor, coming slow again. Red eye districtor, we rockin' again. Oh yeah.
Das geht raus an alle Dealer, an alle Heckschieber. Bringt uns das Wi-Fi, Remembers brauchen Schieber.
Yes, I stood for one of the first things I did was to stand for Parliament at the 1997 general election. It was a single issue party, just one issue to legalize cannabis. Formed a party, legalized cannabis party. And in Britain, we don't have proportional representation as a form of government. We don't have that at all. So there was no chance of getting in, and no chance of having any effect at all. It was just to draw attention to it. It wasn't it wasn't a bid for political power. It was just to draw attention to what I thought was a serious issue. Yes, I mean and I think this would apply to all drugs, really, not just cannabis. I only fight for legalization of cannabis because they treat me as an expert on it. But I feel the same about all drugs, that they would be safer to society if legalized and controlled, rather than left to gangsters like me. So that's the main reason. But even if it's harmful, some people say cannabis is harmful, I don't think so, but some people think so. It would be less harmful if it was legalized and controlled. And I think that applies to absolutely every drug that anyone ever used. They can expect to laugh, I suppose, more than anything else, and expect to see someone who's very, very stoned, because every time I perform, I am very, very stoned. So if they smoke themselves, there's a shared humour, if you like, and a shared interest, and a shared sense, I hope, of fun. That it's the laws are very, very silly, but we are stuck with them. So let's try and laugh at them. Well, there are some countries I can't go. America, obviously, I can't go. I was deported from there, and I wouldn't want to go, and didn't want to go last time. I was taken there forcibly. Australia has said no so far, but it hasn't said you must never ever come here, so they might change their mind if they think of a right you're not a criminal. America, no, never again. They've said no, they don't want to know. China have said no so far. Maybe they changed too, I don't know. Yes, I would like to visit Australia. I've never been there. I went to China many times, so that's maybe not so important to go back. Yeah, I was noticing that. I hoped it was the light, not the smoke. I think just about the first thing I ever did, and one of the very first things I ever did, was to hide money. In fact, I was flying to Frankfurt to hide money. This was in 1971 or something like that. And I hid some money, and I went through the security check, and they, trapped everywhere. But it was just like a bit like that, which they missed. They just missed it. Of course, this business is dangerous. Yes, yeah. I mean, they're both the two books. One is Dope Stories, which I did in English about 6 or 7 years ago. That's about 25% my writing, and the rest of it is other people's writings on drugs that I like, or think are important to me anyway, or interesting or funny or whatever. And that was translated into German and published into German last December. And Sein Leben, which is also published in German at the same time, I wrote just a few months ago. It came out in English about 6 months ago, something like that. So that's almost 2 languages at the same time for sending Not anymore. I lived there until about 4 or 5 years ago. Because my wife and I then divorced, and so we don't live together. So I don't live in Spain. I go there sometimes to see my children live there. Yeah, in Leeds. I mean, the reason why I'm in England is most of my work is in England, so that's the main reason. I mean, music is my first love. I suppose I fell in love with music before I fell in love with sex or drugs. This remained a very, very strong love, and I find it quite. It goes very well with the other two loves, sex and drugs. The music I like, I tend to like most music. I keep up with it, so I listen to quite a lot of new stuff and very open-minded. There's some, I don't like what we call in Britain easy listening, and I'm a little worried about ambient music, but just about everything else I like. I used to carry records around, but now, which is I do everything on the laptop, which makes it much easier for me because I was never very good at mixing. Now, now the laptop does it. And what I play, I suppose, is what I think are interesting songs that I've heard over the last 40 years, whether I've heard them last week or whether it was 50 years ago I heard it. I just play what I want to listen to next and hope it works. And if it doesn't, I take it off. The film rights the BBC have, and they are probably just going to make the film after I die, because they have a moral, political correctness. They can't make a film about someone who's done a lot of bad things and who's still happy. It's not allowed. It's the Hollywood moral. Yes. Well, I like to say how much, how very much I'm enjoying myself in Germany, and the number of new friends I make here is very, very comforting and beautiful for me. The scene is so lovely, it made me wanna holler.